What is going on, everyone? It's Monday, November 24th. I'm just looking through my picket bets right now. I placed a decent amount of bets today, so I'm just rolling through these to make sure I don't double down on too many bets on stream. So I'm just double checking, make sure I'm not overexposed in some certain spots. Okay, everything looks good. I don't think I've double bet anything yet, so I will try to avoid that while I'm on stream. But how's it going, everyone? Let me clear these plays off the bottom of the board. Sweet. Kells is in here, as always. Thanks for joining. All right. I got a lot of stuff out today, and I think I'm actually going to give out two of my running back plays because I actually happen to have a play in for both of these teams. Rico Dowell under 76.5 rushing yards, along with McCaffrey over 69.5 rushing yards. So I'm looking at the board right now to see best prices on those if you guys want to tail those first. Let's see what we got here. So you can still get Rico Dowell under 76.5 minus 112. And McCaffrey, you can get over 68.5 minus 112 on FanDuel, which is pretty nice because the rest of the market is sitting at about 71.5. So I'll add those plays to the ticker right away. I'll just call those both out on FanDuel here. So we're going to start with two running back projections. MathWin says the 49ers are a lock. Yeah, we got pulled some money for a survivor pick, and let's just say there's a couple sharp money folks really rooting for the 49ers tonight after no upsets happened this week. So we'll be sweating that out. There's like 980 people left in the Circa Survivor pool, so we're getting there. All right, so I'm going to add some of these plays to the banner right now. So first one will be Rico Dowdle. I'm surprised these markets haven't really moved much in our favor. Most of the time, we're getting some good closing line value, but these numbers have not moved that much. I think the market's just becoming a little bit more efficient throughout the year, and I might need to tighten up on maybe some of the plays that I'm taking. But I really like these two props a lot, especially if 49ers actually take a lead early and keep the lead. Then it'll be a really favorable game script for both of these bets to hit. So Rico Dowdle under 76.5 rushing yards, minus 112 on FanDuel. And then McCaffrey over 69.5. You can get 68 at FanDuel. The rest of the books have 71.5. So I'd be pretty shocked if FanDuel stays at 68.5. I'm sure they'll move up to 71 with the rest of the market. So I think you can grab a pretty good price now. So CMC over 69.5. Rushing yards minus 114. All right, sweet. I'm going to put those on the board. All right, those are our first two bets today before we even look in the SharpMoney Plus EV bot. Quick little recap of my month so far. Not bad since I was down about 4K very early on, November 13th. So like halfway through the month, I was down 4,000. So I was really just hoping to come back to even. Right now I'm up almost 1,200, which is awesome. Lost money both Saturday and Sunday, so that did not help. But really happy with my results this month, starting in such a deep hole. Coming off a very hot month in October where I made $6,375. So I was due for some regression, and I got popped right away in the beginning of November. But I've bounced back already, so this is really good. Yeah, Mathwins was at the Lions game. He's got season tickets there. I think that's almost the first game he went to this year. But yeah, that was Jameis Winston gave you guys a heart attack a few times. That's for sure. That must have been such a fun game to see. Lions defense is a little questionable though. I got to say that. All right, so let's start in the FanDuel channel and look at some plays here. Line movement here does not look great. We're looking for the over for the first half in the Cavs Raptors. We see Circa move from 115 down to 113, so indicating action towards the under. So we don't want to touch any of the overs right now in the Raptors Cavs game. Here's one that you could take if you wanted to. Basically, pretty much a pinnacle opener here. Ravens, Bengals, first half under 23.5. This is the Thursday night, the Thanksgiving night game. I've played a couple of these Thanksgiving plays already. It's a little early in the week to get on them, but I'm probably going to be busy the rest of this week. So I want to get on some Thanksgiving plays early. So this is pretty much an opener where Pinnacle opened up 130. They moved to 136, and now they're there now. They raised their limits after they went to 136. So they're pretty confident here. This edge, 3.5 is a big enough edge for me to play right now. So I'm going to grab this Ravens versus Baltimore under 23. Ravens versus the Bengals under 23.5 plus 154. I need some action on Thanksgiving night. Does someone post that in the Sharp Plays channel? Some action. Well, there wasn't really action on it, but there's maybe an opener. Kareem Hunt touchdown on FanDuel plus 185. They play on Thanksgiving as well. I don't know. Is Pacheco still? Will he be out? Oh, the Kareem Hunt touchdown. Gotcha. I'll go look to see what they said there. Did I place that bet or did that not load? Did not place that bet. Under 23.5, 154. Cool. So let's go 150 here. Max bet is $64. And we have to talk about this past the leg promo. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's kind of causing a little chatter over on Twitter. And I think this is FanDuel's first kind of stab at this, and I haven't tested it out. But essentially, what this past the leg parlay build is, you build a parlay where each of your friends can add a leg on their account, and it kind of just builds the parlay on everyone's account, and then you can all bet it separately. So this is like a boost. If you build it with another person where they add a leg and you add a leg, you can get this profit boost. But for me, this seems like maybe FanDuel's way to try out something new, see how much action they get in here. From a DGen standpoint, I kind of like the concept. I mean, you already have a bunch of DGen like group chats, like sharing parlays and like adding legs together. And even when I go to like a football game with my friends, I do the same thing where, if I go with 4 people total, we each add one leg and we put money on it to bet for the game. It's fun. It's, part of the DGen part of, sports betting. But the one interesting thing in like that is being brought up on Twitter is inside of FanDuel's terms and conditions, they have basically no syndicate betting, which means no group betting. So this almost breaks their terms and conditions, which is interesting because I don't know, it's a kind of not a loophole, but let's just say 6 sharp bettors all add a leg and hit something. Does FanDuel have a claim to the terms and conditions that you, as a syndicate, made this parlay? I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But I didn't read much into it, but yeah, there were some people on Twitter talking about that. I don't know. I don't really even know how it necessarily works. Like if I have to invite someone to add the other leg, but I'll check this out probably a different time. We got some profit boost, 30% profit boost to use today. We'll probably hit the Sharp Money promo channel there. Titans, Jags. Titans plus 4.5, plus 126. Oh, here's a good one. Jazz plus 15.5 points, minus 132. That is a beautiful steam. We see math wins all this one. Let's hit that Golden State Jazz. This is a banger play. Jazz plus 15.5, minus 132. So it moved a couple cents, but no problem. Plus 15.5, minus 132. All right. So we got 2 cents worse, which is no big deal. Fair value is minus 135. So that's what we can play it to. But I personally, I'll play anything up to fair value. Sometimes I might even go a little bit lower if the chart makes sense. And this chart is a slam dunk play. This chart is exactly what we're looking for. You see the market moving one direction the entire day. Maybe there's some, I don't know exactly what happened in this game for the Jazz to get so much steam. Maybe there was someone on the Warriors that was ruled out. That's my guess. That was maybe not even questionable because the NBA loves to do that. But what we see here is limit increase going from, or this was just sharps manipulating the market because it happened on a limit increase. So it almost looks more timed than injury. So maybe Warriors have no Green or Horford. Was that kind of out of the blue? Was that not baked in at all? So Warriors are out players. Or Kuminga, or however you say his name. Anyway, so what we just bought this price at, we got it at 134. And what I look to see on this chart is, the limits are at $20,000, and there are bettors hitting this at minus 138, pricing it down to in the minus 150. So if sharp bettors are possibly hitting this for 20K at minus 138, then I'm going to play it all day at minus 134, which I got it. And I might even play it below fair value slightly just because of that sharp downward action. So that is as clear cut as it gets as a good play. I'll add that one to the ticker. I didn't add that Ravens one just because it wasn't for today. So we'll just stick to plays for today probably. Jazz plus 15.5. Minus 134 on FanDuel. And this is really what makes Sharp Money like a different service and a better than a lot of other services is most services they won't even flag plays under 1% EV, nor will you get the limits of Pinnacle and the odds movement, which is what basically all my betting is based off of. EV percentage is almost irrelevant to me now. The lower EV sometimes is the better when you have charts like this. So I want to see, a lot of people come into Sharp Money and they say, I only want to see plays at 3% EV and above. And that was my logic when I first started EV betting too, is like, I just want to play the bigger edges and, leave the smaller edges off the table to decrease my variance. But here it's the opposite. It's about learning why the market is moving, how it's moving, and like when you should be betting. And a lot of the time you get the best plays at low EV percentages because this play will likely close above a 1% EV. If you guys have questions about how the Sharp Money Discord works or plus EV betting in general, or just general knowledge questions, just let me know. Throw them out there. I love answering questions. So I wanted to go back to this Tennessee Titans one. So this is for Sunday. Titans plus 4.5. We do have 20K limits already. That seems like a lot. And this was actually a drop from plus 120. I didn't even see the Pinnacle line right here. So it dropped from plus 123 down to like plus 118, and Bookmaker dropped as well. So I'm definitely playing this. And, Titans made me some money last week as well. They were 13.5 point dogs to the Seahawks there, and they covered. See, Utah Jazz already moving past our minus 134 price. Titans plus 126, plus 4.5. Perfect. Max bet for me is 198. Titans plus 4.5, plus 126. I like this play a lot. Really good movement there from Pinnacle. Bookmaker also was dropping, and getting this 4.5 number is pretty clutch. If we get plus 5, plus 5.5, they're kind of irrelevant numbers. Getting that 4.5 with the extra, value is definitely worth it. I wonder what this main line actually is. It must be like 6.5. So we're moving down to 4.5, grabbing a lot of value. But this number could move off of 6.5 if I were to guess too. So Titans plus 5.5. We're gonna keep our 4.5 and not bet that 5.5. But if you want to hit both, if you couldn't get a full unit down, like I tried to get 250 down on that one. What did I actually get down? 198. So like if I wanted to do a little bit more here, I could. So maybe I'll do another $50 on the Titans plus 5.5. That's the one cool thing with FanDuel is like a lot of books will, if you get limited on one correlated bet, it won't let you bet anything to do with the Titans again. But FanDuel lets you kind of ladder stuff. So if you can't get your full limit down on one bet, then you can keep hitting alternate lines like I just did there. Warriors minus 4.5. We see this moving the wrong way. The chart's going upwards, meaning we don't want to bet this, which means the Jazz are getting action, which is perfect because we bet the Jazz for the full game. They're clearly getting a little steam here. The first quarter markets are starting to move towards the Jazz as well. So, these are some really, really good plays right off the rip here. We scroll back a little further. Upward movement, I want to avoid it. This was a Pinnacle opener, though. Bookmaker moved a little bit. All right, FanDuel pinged another one. First quarter totals, I'm really looking for higher EV percentages on first quarter totals or really clear movement. I'm not seeing either here. This is a play for the over. Last move by Circa was from 58.5 down to 57.5, so move towards the under. Same with Bookmaker, 57 to 56.5. That's a move towards the under. It's a move I do not want to play. So like when I look at these right away, first thing I look at is the chart, because if the chart is good, I don't care about the EV percentage. I really don't care about anything else. I'm instantly going to click that button and bet it if the chart looks good. The chart looks, okay or not great. Then I'm looking at Bookmaker and Circa main lines to just see a general direction of their market. So I'm looking for plays that are moving towards the over because that's the bet I want. So when I'm seeing the last couple moves go towards the under, then it's instantly I don't want this play at all. That's just how I scan those types of markets. I'm scrolling right way back here. Ooh, Bengals plus 3.5. So I hit this one, and I think everyone probably should. I already hit this play. If I look back here, Bengals plus 3.5 against the Ravens. Good alternate line. Hit at some point. Bengals plus 5.5, plus 134. So that was a good line. I got that at plus 134. It's at 126 now. I like to go through my bets and double check that they're good. If you just hit reuse selection, you can see if you got value or not. So like Pistons minus 8.5, minus 122, minus 128. So a little value there. So that's why I like to double check through my bets. But all right, I have Bengals plus 5.5 for 180. Just looking for I swear I bet the Bengals again. I did not. So Bengals plus 3.5, 164. I'm going to take this one. I already have 180 on this game. I really only try to bet like $250 this far out. So that would leave me with a $70 bet. I kind of flat bet everything for 250, 300 for the most part. So we're getting all the Bengals pings here. Bengals 4.5. The EV is so good that's worth it. The charts aren't great, but the EV is very solid, so I think it's worth playing in them. This is a good play. Looking at the chart, this is a Massachusetts UMass team. I'm from Massachusetts, so I can't bet my own college teams here, so I'm just going to skip that one. UCF plus 10.5, kind of a stale market. Limits are only $500. You got to pay attention to what the limits are at. That is a very low liquidity market, meaning you can't trust the Pinnacle odds that much. The higher the Pinnacle limit, the more you can trust them. So if Pinnacle limits are 5,000 or 3,000, I would say for college football, that's kind of where I start trusting them a little bit. And same with NBA, $3,000 to $5,000 is the limit you really want to see. Here's one. I think I actually took this one earlier. Only $2,000 limit, so like I said, not as good as high as you want, but because bookmaker kind of matched this number, they're both sitting at this minus 118 number. The movement, they were getting 5.5. Now they're only getting 4, so that's a good indicator that money is coming in on them. They have to lower the number they're getting. So getting 4.5 versus 4 is very important. So Middle Tennessee plus 4.5 minus 105 is a good bet. I already have this bet in. See if I can get more money on it. Let's try for another 100. I think it looks like I can. So Middle Tennessee plus 4.5. This is also Saturday, so it's a little far out, but I like 2 sharp books agreeing on the number. And we got one more ping. Then I'm going to hit the promos, I think. All right, here's a good one. Pacers, Pistons, over. Chart looks great. I'm betting it without looking anything else up. 234, 108 is the number I need. 237.5, 108, sorry. 237.5 plus 108, perfect. And we're in there. That's a good bet. I'll add that to the ticker. How many of you guys are hitting these bets as we go? You getting these in as well? We got Pistons versus Pacers. Over 237.5 plus 108 on FanDuel. Oh, yeah, we get a lot of people in the chat making sure they're hitting these. Sweet. Jason Smith, MSC. Scott Cross. All right, plenty. Good stuff. I mean, there's 10 NBA games tonight, so I guess I'm not shocked at the amount of good plays that we've gotten right now. Pretty sure that line just bumped right underneath us. Look at that. Minus 104. We just grabbed, what do we got? 12 cents of value right there off the rip. That's nice. 12 cents of value in a split second. So everyone, hopefully on stream, grab that at plus 108 and instant snap back. And we can talk about the chart. This is textbook. It's beautiful. We see limits going up. Really some weird market manipulation or uncertainty in the market at this like 3,000 limit range. So if you're playing these in the morning around 8 a.m. Eastern time, you see the limits usually jump to 3,000, and then it usually picks a direction. Sometimes that hurts you, sometimes it doesn't. But the most recent increase up to the $7,500 market tanked clearly down, and so did bookmaker move down here. So you would have probably been safe to play it on this move. Dropped here from like 108 down to 104. at the $4,000 limits because you would have seen Bookmaker doing the same thing. That would have been a good spot to play. But now is a good spot as well. We just got in there at a great price. So this is an interesting one here, though. Well, the last move by Circa was down. We don't want to see that towards the over, obviously, but it was 135. It went way up, 1.5 points, and then corrected itself back down a half point. So seems like there was just a little adjustment there. Circa was maybe sitting too high. Aaron got in the Discord. Nice. All right, let's look at the promos. I'm going to look at my FanDuel promos, see what we got. How many of you guys in the chat take advantage of the SharpMoney promo team, or do you like to build these promos out yourself? Because I used to enjoy building these promos out and finding fair values and stuff, but man, it's so much easier for the promo team. Just do it for me and calculate everything. So I'm using a FanDuel here. It's a 30% same game parlay profit boost. So I'm going over to the free SharpMoney Discord, and I'm looking for someone that posted the FanDuel Monday Night Football 30% profit boost, and that was Greek. Greek has a DVIG to the big three, which means Pinnacle, Circa, and Bookmaker. He has this bet at 12.4% EV. And what are the odds here? 384 is what we want to get out of this. So we're going to use the quick pick bot, which brings us to pick it. I'm going to click over to FanDuel, so it loads up all three of these in the bet slip. Just click place it on FanDuel, puts it right in our bet slip. Yeah, everyone just wait for the promo team. That's the smart way to do it, honestly. So 354 is what we got. So we're way below what Greek got. So he got some clear numbers here, some clear good numbers. But he did post fair value is plus 295. So, our price comes out to, we just want our price to be better than fair value. So we're 354, fair value is 295. So we're not looking at a 12% edge now, but it's still a great play. It's probably more like, what did he get? Fair value is plus 330. So we're looking at a pretty slim edge now. We're looking at probably 5%. But it's better than me trying to spend my time to doing it. So that's probably 5% edge there. Shout out Greek for building that one. Promo team makes some serious money for people, I'll tell you that much. Forgot to tell the people, last week I was in Disney. I lost one of my SharpMoney hats on the rock and roller coaster. Had it on backwards, and I leaned back, just relax, enjoying the ride, and the cap went like that, and then the wind just took it. So rock and roller coaster owns a nice, fresh SharpMoney hat. Luckily, I have a few extras of these that I was sending out to the guys. Yeah, I max bet the promos because that's just what I can get down. It's fractions of a unit for me. But these guys do a good job of telling you how much to bet, like Quarter Kelly. So if you're still in the stage where you're able to use the Kelly criterion formula, I steer people towards flat betting the bot because we have the line movement and you can get better edges than the bot. The Kelly criterion is actually going to tell you. But when it comes to building parlays, I would definitely recommend Quarter Kelly, definitely not half Kelly on parlays. So like for this example, this is a 25% NBA profit boost. Just to go 3/4 of a unit there or max bet it. So same game parlay. I'm just going to hit the NBA one while I'm in here as well. Moonchild has 22 units this week. Call outs for him. I'm calling this the Greek day for me. I tailed all of his NBA props he posted. I'm tailing all of his promos. Big Greek day. All right. So this one, he got 1705. We're getting 1732. So hey, we got better value than him on this one. This is a massive EV play, 51%. So this parlay must build out profitably without the boost. Bunch of player props. So this one's a nice one. $10 to 173. All right, let's go back up to, let's look at FanDuel props. So I already hit all these ones. Jalen Coker under 2.5 reception plus 128, 4% edge to a Pinnacle and bookmaker DVig with decent line movement. Yeah, this line movement is downwards. I don't know why we have bookmaker blue on props. We need to fix that. They should be yellow, but bookmaker went from 130 down to that 115, and Pinnacle is bouncing 105, 115 up and down. So call them both 115 if you wanted to be conservative. You're getting good edge here on FanDuel. So I played that one. Played McMillan over 65.5 receiving yards. Circa has 67.5. They moved up from 65.5 to 67.5. So that's upward movements there. Pinnacle just has this 63.5 juiced, very, very high, minus 154. So I like that play as well. So those are the two props I'm taking. McMillan over 65.5 receiving yards, minus 112, and Jalen Coker under 2.5 receptions. Here's a good first quarter play. Heat and Dallas over 62.5 first quarter. Good steam by Pinnacle and bookmaker. Let's play it. Over 62.5 minus 102. Minus 102. All right, it's minus 108 now. So let's see what fair value is. Minus 105. We'll look at the chart. I look for minus 108. Did it move down from minus 108? Definitely did. See, this is a play that I would sprinkle on even under fair value. Looking at, minus 118, this got priced down to minus 126. So minus 128. So I'm still hitting this below fair value by a couple cents just because the market is steaming so hard in that direction. So Heat Mavs over 62.5 minus 108. So I'm just going to go a little lighter here, 150. Pull that bet up so I can add it to the ticker. Let's leave it on screen right there while I add it. So Mavs versus Heat. Get over 62.5 in the first quarter. Minus 108. FanDuel. Everything's FanDuel. So if you haven't noticed by now, that's pretty much all I bet. It's the only place I can get real money down. Look at ESPN real quick. What books do you guys use the most besides FanDuel? There's no way this plays live. 7% edge. Arizona minus 2.5 plus 120. Circa has as a pick 'em. We're getting plus 120. This has to be dead. Arizona minus 2.5 plus 120. There's no way. I mean, plus 112. It just moved, but I'm assuming it's good. Yeah, it's still really good. We got DraftKings is the last strong book. Yeah, DraftKings is one of my worst books and one of the quickest books I had that limited me, which is kind of crazy. Honestly, like mainline stuff, ESPN's still like $50 or $100 flat. Even Fanatics sometimes before game time, not too bad. So $50, 50 is like my lowest bet they accept on like spread, so that's not bad. So Arizona minus 2.5, we're taking plus 112. I mean, Circa popped this up as the main line minus 2.5, minus 110 each side. We're getting, we're not getting plus 120, but we're getting plus 112, which is way higher than the fair value. Good movement downwards too. Not limited on DK. That's enjoy that while you can. Can mostly use them. Been playing small. So that's the one thing that like you could like say your unit size is $5 to $10. You could be limited on a lot of your books and not know it because you just haven't, bet that much to see it yet. So sometimes I always say like sometimes it's better to start big because limited on $5 bets, and like once you scale up to 20, you might be like, oh shit, I'm already limited so bad. But you could have limits and just never see them until you try to bet big, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Doesn't mean you shouldn't bet if you're not betting big. Obviously, we all start small. I mean, I started betting $10, $15 units when I started, so everything's in hindsight. If you could do it again, I'd start with, my whole bankroll and and bet $1,000 a play, but I didn't have that kind of money when I started. Let's see, Fanatics, Packers plus 4.5 against the Lions. Mathwins is not going to like this play, but I might be taking it. Packers plus 3.5 as well. This is a Thanksgiving game. Yeah, it is. All right, we know you got to be on this one. So I got to hit this on my phone. Go to Fanatics. I'm gonna go Packers plus 3.5 minus 135. Math one says I'm dumb. I don't know. Lions are gonna be pretty damn tired from running around so much in that game. Packers kind of look like garbage too, though. Packers plus 3.5 minus 130. So while we have math ones on the stream, will you just avoid betting against your team if you see these lines? Plus 3.5 minus 135. It's still there. Let's see how much money I can get down. Curious how other people handle betting against your own team. Are you guys that? Can you emotionally separate that much from your team and your betting where you could bet, a decent amount of money against the outcome you want? What I'll say is when I got into profitable sports betting a couple of years ago, the Patriots sucked. So I had no problem putting my money on the other team because I really didn't even want the Patriots to win. I was hoping for draft picks so we could land a MVP quarterback like we just did. But now I guess I'm really rooting for the Patriots, even if my money was against them. So maybe I would just skip a bet if I was against the Patriots. But I was able to get $100 and like $120 on both of these, Packers plus 4.5 and Packers plus 3.5. So I mean that's one of the things, like I've been limited on Fanatics. A lot of the markets like tennis and soccer, it's $10 flat, but football spreads, you're still able to get some money down. I had to ignore the Saquon play, even though I knew it hit. Yeah. From an Eagles fan. Yeah, Barkley was one of those guys last year where I would bet him every week to go under, and he would run for 200 yards every single week. And now this year he's been very quiet. Do I dare look at any other book for props? That doesn't look like when you have them anyway. I'll look for DraftKings main lines maybe if I just see like an NFL spread. Colts money line minus 185. FanDuel's back. Bookbanker has minus 221. Nuggets minus 5.5. I'm already on the Nuggets. I don't hate this play. Overall market's been downwards. Recent movement slightly upwards. Pinnacle's kind of stable, though. They're just bouncing up and down a little bit. 2% edge. I don't hate it. It's starting to look a little worse. We're kind of looping back up towards the top. So I'd probably hold off of this. I already have Nuggets. So hopefully my play doesn't lose value. I want to go back to this Colts play, though. I'm gonna pull up Pinnacle odds dropper because I'm kind of shocked that Pinnacle doesn't have a line for this. Only bookmaker has this out. There they have it. Colts. So yeah, this is a good bet to Pinnacle too. We see Colts opened minus 186 and moved down to minus 122. Fair value of Pinnacle is minus 200. So it's a good play, minus 185. So I'm going to try to get Colts money line minus 185. Not sure why that play's not pulling Pinnacle odds right now. And that play is way dead. That's probably why. I don't think our bot cleared that one. Our bot usually this was last night, so I just don't think it cleared. Our bot should scan every play and remove any play without an edge every 5 minutes, but that clearly got skipped. Sometimes there's a little bug. All right, more Denver Nuggets plays without too much market direction here. So, all right, that's going to be it. I typically stream on Thursdays as well. I'm not going to do a Thanksgiving stream, but I think I'm going to stream tomorrow night. We usually do the Novig sponsored show, the Sharp Money Live with Sigma and Jay, and we haven't done it with Jeff yet, but hopefully one day he can get on. But Sigma and Jay are both going to be busy, so I think I might just run it as this type of stream tomorrow, and we'll probably be skipping Sunday and just doing today and tomorrow's stream, and then wrapping it up for the week and just enjoying the holidays with the family. So I'm going to hop off now. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sharp Money YouTube channel if you're not right now. We're trying to grow that thing as much as we can. Really appreciate everyone if they could like this video as well. The likes really push the views. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully these bets hit. Everyone, I'll see you tomorrow night for another stream, probably around 6:30. But if not, have a good Thanksgiving, and I'll catch you next time you guys tune in. See ya.